As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's WrestleMania 36 show was the first in history of the event to be held behind closed doors. It was also the first to be held over 2 nights because it was simply too big for one night, remember that? The plan for WrestleMania 37 has been for some time for WWE to return to Los Angeles, or, because it's wrestling, Hollywood. The event was due to be held at the brand new SoFi Stadium. However, according to several news outlets, including the ever-reliable WrestleVotes, plans have now changed, and WWE are now planning to hold the show in Tampa instead, where they were supposed to hold this year's WrestleMania. WrestleVotes on Twitter said, "Now that the news is out, I can say that WWE has had Tampa listed as the host city of WrestleMania internally for over a month. The battle with the city of Los Angeles about who can legally cancel the event and when is still underway. However, if we get a traditional WrestleMania, Tampa Bay will host." The scope of this legal battle is currently unknown, but it's still currently up in the air where WrestleMania will be taking place. And speaking of WWE's legal team, it was first reported a couple of weeks ago by Wrestling Inc. that Vince McMahon had sent an email to all of his wrestlers to inform them that a ban was being put in place over them using third-party apps such as Twitch or Cameo to make extra money. WWE's position has since been revised, and instead of banning the accounts, WWE is simply going to be claiming all the revenue that the wrestlers make, which is definitely 100% necessary, especially after the promotion posted record profits this year. According to presidential candidate Andrew Yang, he has been told that WWE is now forcing wrestlers to sign new contracts which state that WWE owns the wrestlers' Cameo and Twitch accounts. Not only that, but it now appears that Twitch streaming will now be part of a wrestler's contractual obligations, instead of a fun thing to do to connect with fans and earn a bit of extra money. PW Insider has added that a number of wrestlers they spoke to are incredibly unhappy about all of this, as many of them make just as much from Twitch as they do from their current WWE contracts, meaning they are set to take a huge pay cut as a result of these new contracts. But it's fine, it's not like WWE would endanger their talent by making them work during a pandemic, including bringing back live crowds, right? According to Fightful Select, who you should subscribe to immediately on Patreon, there are tentative plans in place for a live crowd to be at this Sunday's NXT TakeOver 31 show, which will take place at the WWE Performance Center instead of Full Sail University. The crowd would consist of the friends and families of wrestlers, which seems like an odd time to bring back a crowd, particularly in NXT, when there's very recently been an outbreak that has impacted the main roster as well. If it goes ahead, this will be the first time that a WWE crowd has been made up of someone other than Performance Center stars since the start of lockdown. Apart from that one time they had the friends and family of people there and then WWE didn't tell the wrestlers. Good times. And now it's time for a review of last night's episode of SmackDown in about 5 minutes. Thank you for being an awesome Pledgehammer on Patreon, Wonderwall, Brian Gallagher. The show started with a brilliant continuation of the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso feud, with Paul Heyman initially cutting the promo on Roman's behalf, wanting to crown him the Tribal Chief, but Roman cut him off and simply outstretched his hand for the microphone. What followed was another fantastic promo segment, with Roman calling out Jey Uso and, like a deluded heel, said that he loves Jey. All he wanted to do was give Jey a big payday and a main event slot. All he had to do was acknowledge him as the Tribal Chief. In a lovely touch, Jey kept looking at the Universal title all through Roman's promo, which Roman noticed and gifted him another chance at the championship at Hell in a Cell. But this time, it's going to have the biggest stakes of any WWE match in history. I'm not sure what that means, especially with Michael Cole hyping it up to have real consequences as opposed to those fake ones we see all the time, I guess. Jey accepted whatever the stakes may be, and Roman had an evil smirk as he walked away. I'm still very much interested in this feud, and I'm curious to see what stakes can live up to that billing. As Jey is still fired up from the promo segment, AJ Styles comes out and tells him it doesn't matter who's at the head of the table, and that the Universal Championship shot at Hell in a Cell should go to someone who's more qualified. I'm not sure what makes AJ more qualified. Maybe he's got more Twitch followers or something. Regardless, the two got into a pretty fun match, which, in classic WWE fashion, AJ took about 85% of the offense for Jey to make a comeback and win. It was a much needed win for Jey, But for as much as I really enjoy AJ's in-ring work, Jay needed some more offense in this match. Backstage, Sami Zayn cut a "You People" promo, saying initially he blamed management for not recognizing him as Intercontinental Champion, but now he blames the fans for going along with it all, and then throws Jeff's title in the trash. This was some good stuff from Zayn. But what wasn't good stuff was John Morrison versus Otis, which went about 30 seconds before Otis put him away with his finisher. Morrison really deserves better, as he's been a highly consistent performer since he's returned to WWE. But it's fine, because the next segment was Sheamus versus Shorty G, which went about 30 seconds before Sheamus put him away with his finisher. Gable really deserves better, as he's been a highly consistent performer since his debut in WWE. Did we just get the same match twice? Come on, WWE. Otis revealed he's going to represent himself in court next week against The Miz. I don't know about the legality of that one. And it was confirmed we're getting Big E versus Sheamus in a Falls Count Anywhere match next week. That, at least, should be very good. Up next was the Kevin Owens show with Alexa Bliss, which was a fantastic segment. Owens comes out to host the KO show on SmackDown because what is the brand split? Using that quarterly cross-brand invitational wild card something or other, are we? But regardless of something as pesky as the rules, this segment was actually really good. Owens questions Alexa about this new darkness, and she says she doesn't know what he means. People change, Kevin. You should try it sometime. Alexa cut a great promo showing her innate fear of The Fiend while being seemingly enamored with him too, calling him terrifying and captivating at the same time. Owens bluntly says she's been brainwashed, to which Alexa responds, "Yes. My brain has been washed, the lies have been washed away, and now I see the truth." Another thing I liked was Owens not being a complete idiot and realizing he was about to be ambushed, asking Alexa, "He's here, isn't he?" To which Alexa brilliantly responded, "He's everywhere, and I can hear him now. Let him in." The lights cut out, The Fiend is back, and he claws Kevin Owens to the ground. Afterwards, he turns to Alexa, still in her seat, extends his hand, and Alexa accepts. I like this. I like this a lot. I'm really into this pairing, and this was a very effective way to have a one-off guest from the opposite brand make an appearance, and he's having a match next week with The Fiend. God damn it. This will be The Fiend's first match on SmackDown. That's nuts. Something else that was nuts is the fact that they're still doing the same feuds. Next was a 6-man tag match between King Corbin, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Matt Riddle, Gran Metalik, and Lince Dorado. This was kinda boring, honestly, and I'm so bored of seeing this 50-50 booking because Matt Riddle pins Cesaro. Cesaro and Nakamura always look dominant and then take a loss. Corbin and Riddle keep trading wins, and the tension continues between Lucha House Party as Kalisto kicked Dorado in the face during the match. But it's just the same tension with no payoff right now, and it's getting boring. Can something happen, please? Sasha Banks was out next, who cut a great promo on Bayley, saying that she'll get her hands on the SmackDown Women's Championship next week on SmackDown. Huh? Next week? SmackDown? That's gonna be the place you're gonna blow off this year-long story? Not WrestleMania, not Survivor Series, or even Hell in a Cell. SmackDown? Are you okay, WWE? The mystery woman revealed herself to be Carmella. I, for one, am shocked, and cut the second You People promo of the night. Great show, this one. And the main event was Sami Zayn versus Jeff Hardy for the Intercontinental Championship, because championship rematches are a thing of the past, remember? The match-long story here was that Sami Zayn removed the turnbuckle pad during Hardy's entrance and kept threatening to use it, eventually dropping Hardy onto it and picking up the pinfall victory. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure the comments will, but that's a DQ, right? Normally, heels try to hide the fact they've taken off the turnbuckle pad so the ref can't see it, right? But here he was in plain view, and the ref doesn't do anything. Strange. Regardless though, I'm glad Sami wasn't a hotshot choice for them to put it back onto Hardy, and I really like the character he has now, where he essentially will just outsmart his opponents to win. He's being a sneaky heel, but he's smart about it. And that was the show in about 5 minutes. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below, because I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere. This show was a drastic drop-off from the previous few weeks of programming, which have been fantastic. The Roman Reigns and Alexa Bliss stories are still the best things in WWE by quite some way, but every everything else felt pretty lackluster this week, and I'm really scared they're going to completely drop the ball with Banks versus Bayley if they really go through with it happening next week. He is hoping for an attack before the bell so they can extend it out. This SmackDown gets a smack bang in the middle, 3 out of 5. Vince McMahon has seized wrestlers' incomes. Press the video to the right to find out more, and press the video below that to hear Laurie Blake and lukewarm Luke Owen talk about The Lion King 2 being confirmed over on Cineworld's YouTube channel. Subscribe here for daily wrestling news videos. I've been Corporate Chopper. Jam that jam.